today. And today we are looking at Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. That's right, we are talking about Gundam today. And guess what? It's a good series, and all of y'all should go buy it. End of video. Catch you guys later. Actually, I'm just joshing ya. I can't keep a straight face. What is Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt about? Well, it takes place in the Universal Century timeline in the Thunderbolt sector. We have the Federation versus the Principality of Zeon, and they're fighting over this one particular part of space called the Thunderbolt sector because it's a very good trade route, and basically it's easy. It's just a very strategic spot in space, apparently, for each of our warring groups. And we have our two main protagonists on both sides of Zeon and the Federation. We have E.O. Fleming, who is the hotshot ace pilot for the Federation. And then we have Daryl Lorenz, who is the pilot for the Zeon. The Principality of Zeon, sorry. And I don't want to give too much of a spoiler for this series away, but it's pretty much them and their units and the people stationed in this area fighting over this piece of space. And Daryl and EO basically develop this rivalry in outer space, and they both have the urge to basically defeat and kill one another because of things that happen between both of them within their first encounter in outer space, which actually is a really cool encounter because EO is more of a hot shot pilot and Daryl is more of a not want to say laid back, but more reserved character. And one thing I actually really like about this series is the fact that we get both points of view for each character and their perspective sides when it comes to Zeon versus the Federation. And that's one thing that I feel like this book shines at. So far I've read the first 3 volumes and I am captivated with this story that is happening. And I can't wait to see exactly what goes on from here when it comes to the story-wise. We get some really cool mech designs. We get a lot of the grunts, like the GMs, the Zakus in these series, which are very well detailed and very well drawn. The action, I can't speak as highly as I want to about the action itself. The action flows beautifully. It's not hard to keep track of. You know who's on the battlefield, and it's just beautifully rendered. Here's some of the artwork. We get a lot of color pages in this book, and I just can't stress like the beautiful artwork in this book. I would say honestly, it's some of the best fights that I've ever actually read in manga, and especially mechs. I would say it puts any Shonen Jump fight scene to shame. That's what I personally think. That's how well the fights are drawn and choreographed in this book. So one thing that I actually really do like about this as well is the tone of the book. It doesn't hold anything back. It shows you the horrors of war and what happens to the people fighting in said war when it comes to the grunts and the people on the front lines, as one might say. It's a really riveting story because we do get to see both sides of the story. And that's one thing sometimes we don't get in a lot of Gundam series. But this one in particular does it really well. I honestly felt sympathy for honestly the first time as a fan of Gundam for the people fighting on the Zeon side. I really ended up liking both main characters. I wanted to see where their stories would go. You know, how far would each side going to go to basically win the war? Whether it is, you know, using child soldiers to amputating soldiers' parts so they can get prosthetics to basically use their mobile suits better. Um, they bring up some really interesting topics of, you know, why are they exactly fighting when it comes to the war and stuff like that. It really makes you think when it comes to the aspect of war and how it really affects people. And another thing that's really interesting is that the use of music in this series, because one of our characters listens to a lot of jazz music on the battlefield when he's in his robot or mobile suit, and how that actually flows into the story when they're on the battlefield and there's no words except for the balloons of the word balloons of the music, how the music integrates and tells the story for you instead of the characters talking themselves. It's really well done, and I've loved every minute of this book. I can't wait to pick up more. I've read the first 3 volumes in the past couple days. It's probably, I would say, in the best Gundam manga that anybody can get at the moment. It's really good. It's really is good. And actually, I would say it's really easy to get into because, yes, it's set in the Universal Century timeline. It kind of does its own thing within that timeline. They don't really reference like Char or, oh God, what's his name? The other guy. The guy that I'm forgetting at this moment. The Gundam pilot. I don't remember his name. You know what? Just comment down below and tell me what the pilot's name is for the original Gundam series, because I forgot. That's how long ago it's been since I've read or watched anything from the original series. But this is really good, and I actually feel like if you're looking to get into Gundam, this is actually the perfect spot to get into Gundam. It's actually new reader friendly, I'd say, when it comes to people wanting to get into the Gundam series as a whole. I would say, you know, go check it out if you're interested. I'm Otaku Mike. I'll catch you guys in the next video. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, consider subscribing. It always helps. We'll see you on the next video.